topic that I was given was to talk about the importance of recreational activities for our youth. And I don't think there's anyone in here that has a question as to whether or not that's valuable.
Right.
Whether or not it makes a difference, whether or not it does impact their involvement in criminal activity. You know, it builds self-esteem, it builds relationship, it builds work ethic, it builds so much, right? We know that despite what many think, that student athletes excel in school. And kids that are plugged in and are active are not as likely to be involved in the criminal justice system. And I want to say thank God for that. So without dispute, that's necessary. And the city of Kent does a lot. We have programs, we have a strong recreation program. I don't know if anything's free anymore, but we do have a lot of scholarships that we offer. We are engaged. I know my department put $175,000 into a program called Youth Link. And Youth Link is a team of service providers in the region, and they focus on the they focus on the kids that are right on the cusp of either lifetime in the criminal justice system or getting their life back. And so we meet for that all the time. I've got my officers in school every week in every single elementary school. I've got them in the junior highs and the high schools. For those of you who have kids that might aspire to be a police officer, please come talk to me. We're rebuilding our Explorer program so that we can have in-face. You know, I get invited to, so I was an assistant chief the last 5 years, so I got to grow into this role a little bit. You know, I get invited to events, and you got to be sensitive. You know, I go and speak to the Latino Hispanic community, and sometimes this uniform's threatening, so I realize that. But more and more, I am showing up. Like normally, I'd show up to church and I wouldn't be in the uniform, right? I might come in a tie, and but I'm starting to rethink that because I want people to see this uniform and this human being as something they don't have to wear. So how that translates to the kids is I'm telling my officers, go out and be in uniform and talk to the kids. So we want them to feel that that's normal. So Explorers are coming. We're doing everything we can. We have a youth academy that's coming up. And so the city is very invested. If you get on the website, there's tons of information. I host once a quarter a diversity task force group. Lots of faith-based organizations, and Pastor, your team is welcome. We discuss issues. A lot of them stem around how and what are we going to do for the youth. Flipping back into as your chief of police, know that there is a strong push in King County to do zero incarceration for youth. Okay, and they tout it based on statistics that show that once a youth gets into the criminal justice, it's coming out of it's nearly impossible. And I get that. And I get it. I completely get it. The other part of the conversation is that we need more programs, right? And I think, I'll just be straight with you, they've got the cart before the horse. To turn around and say that there will be no accountability for violent crimes, and you don't have the programs in place, which is what we're talking about right now, creates a problem. Okay, so that's, for your awareness, I'm with you.